This is City Focus, the podcast from the League of Oregon Cities, where we explore the issues that matter to cities across Oregon.
Welcome, everybody, to the City Focus podcast. Today, I'm joined in the studio by Executive Director Mike Cully for the League of Oregon Cities and Dennis Lyon, who is the Regional Director for the National League of Cities Service Line Program. Gentlemen, welcome to City Focus.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Great to be here. Thanks, Denise.
Yeah, it's good to have you both here. So, Dennis, let's start with you.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much. Again, as you said, my name's Dennis Lyon with the National League of Cities Service Line Program, which is provided by HomeServe. Excuse me. And what our program is the only one of its kind that's endorsed by the National League of Cities and 18 state leagues, of course, including the League of Oregon Cities. It has been available for over 17 years now. We are an A-plus rated, accredited Better Business Bureau business. And what we do is we partner with communities in order to proactively educate homeowners on their water and sewer line responsibilities, while then at the same time offering them an affordable voluntary protection plan to spare themselves the potential expense of the cost of repairing those lines. So in essence, a community, there's a public-private partnership that exists between the municipality and the homeowner. When you think of the underground water and sewer line infrastructure, it all connects. The public side and the private side connect. So there's a public-private partnership in that way. With that shared responsibility, municipality will take care of our side, homeowner, you have to take care of your side. Our company then is a public-private partnership with the community in order to provide this education, if you will.
Yeah, you know, Dennis, this really is the epitome of a public-private partnership, too. I think you and I have been working together for several years with the League of Oregon Cities. And it's been a really productive relationship. And the reason we started is because you were brought to our attention through the National League of Cities. Can you tell us how that program all started?
You mean as far as the National League of Cities relationship?
Yeah, exactly. How did you get engaged with them initially?
Okay, so the National League of Cities had heard about these types of programs, and they wanted to find one that they could make available to communities all across the United States, whether you're a member of the National League of Cities or not. So really, they did the research and the vetting, and we were the company that they selected to make the program available with their name and their endorsement. We've had that endorsement since 2010. So we've had a long-standing relationship with the National League of Cities, and we're one of 7 of what they call their savings and solutions program. So they have 7 programs that are allowed to use the NLC name, and we're one of those.
So again, you've been pretty well vetted. Now let's dig a little bit deeper, and you are actual partners with the communities that you work with to really proactively educate homeowners on water and sewer line responsibilities while offering an affordable voluntary, and that's the key word here, is voluntary protection plan. What does that do both for the cities and the homeowners?
Sure, that's a great question, and I'm glad that you asked that, because that's what this is all about, is educating people as to how it works so they can determine whether or not it's right for their community. Probably one of the biggest benefits that we offer to the city is by proactively educating homeowners on these responsibilities. And the reason that the education is important is because typically the homeowner doesn't realize the lines on their property are their responsibility until they have a problem, which is the worst possible time to find out that it's your responsibility. What it does when homeowners are proactively educated is it reduces the number of calls that the city's going to receive from people when they have an issue on their water or sewer line. So it reduces the demand on the staff, because typically what happens is when a homeowner calls with that kind of an issue, somebody's got to go out and investigate it, find out which side of the line it's on. Is it private? Is it public? Where is it? When they find out it's on the private side, then that person has the unfortunate task of explaining to that homeowner that it's their responsibility. As far as homeowners go, they're able to then voluntarily guard themselves against very costly repairs. If you look at the state of American finances today, most people say they don't even have $500 set aside to cover an emergency. So we provide them with what we call a one-call solution. meaning they're going to give us a call. We're going to dispatch a local contractor who's been heavily vetted, pay that contractor directly when the work is performed. So there is no reaching into your own pocket and waiting for a reimbursement. Excuse me. And we're going to provide them with up to $8,500 in coverage per incident for broken, cracked, leaking pipes, tree root penetration, clogs that need to be cleared out, thawing of frozen external water lines, those types of issues. We do that with no deductible, no service fee, unlimited service calls, no pre-inspection, and people can opt in or out at any time without penalty.
I'm a homeowner, and I got the education from you a couple of years ago when I was introduced to you and HomeServe in the program, and it really was an eye-opener because, and actually, after I started poking around, I learned that not only do you do what you say, but you actually say exactly what you do. So we know if you say they're going to make those repairs, then they're made, they're done, it's done. It's a very efficient, effective program, and it really takes that surprise factor away, I guess, as a homeowner, you could say, because I always assumed that anything that was underground coming to my house was a responsibility of the city, and that is just not the case.
Correct, and that's the common perception. And one of the issues with that misunderstanding is that it leads to a negative interaction between homeowners and the city. And obviously anybody who is in government knows that it's difficult to maintain that good relationship, because for some folks, these types of things can upset them to the point that they're going to make a lot of noise about it. So by educating people and providing them with, again, a voluntary solution, you're letting them know that, hey, we care about you and we want to make sure if something like this happens, you have an option available to you.
So when these homeowners, when these residents, when a city, well, how does the program work, first of all? I guess that's the best place to start. When a city decides that this is a good option for them, and when I say good option, really what it is a benefit for their residents.
Correct. Excuse me. So once it's been decided that it's going to be made available in a community, and again, we do that through a partnership, we have a marketing agreement in place with the city that dictates quite a few things, indemnification for the city, or held harmless, and so on. But what I really like to point out, something that's important to understand, is the way it is we market the program within the community. We only do that by direct mail. So there's no telemarketers, there's no door-to-door salespeople. So people aren't being harassed. We only do a maximum of 3 mail campaigns per year. So we're not inundating people with mail either. Part of this partnership, in order to provide transparency, is we will only make our program available in a community when we have the partnership with the city, and also after the city has reviewed and approved the letter before each one of those mailing campaigns. So that letter we send out to homeowners goes to the city first, where someone can have input on it, help craft the message specific to their community. And once it has reached their level of satisfaction, only then will we send it out into a community. And the other thing about doing it that way, it creates an economy of scale that allows us to offer the best possible benefits at the lowest rates that we can.
Dennis, we, the League of Oregon Cities, wouldn't be a proponent and promoting this program if we didn't truly believe in its benefits. How much success are you having here in Oregon? And can you tell me a little bit about maybe just in general, how much you're able to save homeowners when things go bad?
Oh, sure, absolutely. And thank you for that question. So currently we're working with 14 city partners in the state of Oregon. 12 of them have been added just over the last 3 years. So we've had some pretty tremendous growth there. The cities that we're currently working with are Cottage Grove, Hermiston, Bandon, Hines, Coos Bay, Estacada. I always have to be careful there because my Southern California wants to come out and I want to say Estacada, but I was told. Winston, Umatilla, Reedsport, Glendale, Aurora, Jefferson, Oak Ridge, and as of Tuesday, Rainier is our latest partner. There are presently over 4,500 residents that are currently enrolled, but that number is growing daily because we're adding cities. And then as far as successes, so I'd like to point out Coos Bay as an example, because I noticed that just within the last 12 months, we've done 10 sewer line repairs in Coos Bay, which might not sound like a lot, but when you start looking at what's actually done and what it costs. So in those 10 sewer line repairs, we spent $15,575 on those 10 repairs, which is an average of $1,575 per repair. Again, at a time when most people don't even have $500 set aside. So I can promise you that the people we did that work for are not only happy with what we did for them and the money that we saved them, but I guarantee that they're telling their friends, family, and neighbors about what we've done, because 9 out of 10 customers that we've surveyed say that they've done just that. And I'm sure that's happening in Coos Bay as well.
Yeah, and from a city perspective, Dennis, they have to be pretty happy when they're putting out something like this to their residents and seeing it pay off for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we hear stories from time to time. I'm on a different side of the business, but we hear stories from time to time where, city officials or, I hear it at conferences too. Where city officials will say, yeah, somebody had an issue and told us that they had your coverage and, this is what you did for them and they didn't have to pay anything. And, their $7,000 water line replacement, they don't know where they would have gotten that money from, but our program took care of that for them. And they're quite happy to know that they can provide that kind of a service on a voluntary basis for homeowners.
Absolutely. So what is next for HomeServe here in Oregon? And if people are interested and hear this, what's the best way to get involved or get more information about this program?
So the best way would be to reach out to me directly, or they can contact the league and be referred in that manner if they would prefer. But to reach out to me directly, I have my cell phone with me all the time, so I like to provide my cell number. It's 412-266-9545. Or they can also email me if they feel more comfortable that way. It's Dennis.Lyon, and Lyon is Lyon, and Dennis is spelled with 2 N's, at HomeServeUSA.com. I'd be happy to speak with anybody about how our program works and how they can make it available in their community.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be a testimony for that as well. And your information's also on the League of Oregon Cities website at www.orcities.org. And I can tell you that you don't work just with Oregon, but with state municipal leagues and cities all over the country. And the stories that I've heard are remarkable. And they've saved folks a lot of money, a lot of headaches, from here to Alaska. And I'm telling you, it's a good program. It's something that we also vetted very much before we got deep into this. And it's proven to be just a really, really good thing for all the cities who are participating. So I hope this continues to grow here in Oregon, because it's a real benefit on both sides. So Dennis, Lyon, thank you so much for joining us, and I really appreciate it. And Denise, we'll give it back to you.
All right, Dennis and Mike, thanks very much. That was a lot of great information that you shared. I will link up everything in show notes when we publish this podcast. Once again, you've been listening to League of Oregon Cities Executive Director Mike Cully having a very interesting conversation with Dennis Lyon, who's Regional Director of the National League of Cities Service Line Program. Gentlemen, thank you both for participating today. We enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.